Spiders. What do you know about them? Most of us don't know anything except that they have 8 limbs and they're really scary. But there is a lot you can learn from them. And today, I'm gonna show you what exactly you can learn from spiders. Every one of us has the survival instinct that makes us reproduce ourselves in order to keep human beings from extinction. And while our population is growing up, and according to United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, is going to reach 9.7 billion people by the year of 2050, male spiders are having some problems in finding a mate for reproduction. But how do they reproduce themselves? The first researches were conducted by Rainer Felix, and he described spiders' reproduction in his book Biology of Spiders, published in 1996, but it had just basic information about the reproduction. For example, in over 60% of cases, females eat males after they copulate. But the research hasn't stopped, and scientists have known more about the reproduction process. It starts when a male finds a mate, which is really hard to do because spiders live separately from one another. Then the male should indicate that he is a spider of the same species, no food or potential predator, and that it tends to copulate. After that, the male releases its sperm into some kind of a web bag and keeps that in the female's reproductive opening. But how do they communicate with each other in terms of how do they know that they are the same species of and that a male is sexually mature? At first, let's find out how a male finds a mate. Females leave a special kind of silk thread that has pheromones in it. Scientists call these pheromones communicative chemicals that the female secretes in the drag line. This makes much easier for males to find the females, and once a male comes across this drag line and smells the pheromones, he follows this drag line exactly toward the female. But at first, the male has to destroy the silk line to cut off the signal attracting any other male. After that, males use a technique called plucking. They literally pluck a certain pattern on the female's web. The vibration of plucking spreads out all over the web. The female is able to recognize this pattern and tell if it's a potential copulate partner, food, or enemy. Then the male responds, and if it's a positive response, the female will move closer to the edge of the web where the male sits. But spiders use their web not just for finding a mate, but for living purposes. Scientists from the University of Oxford in England conducted an experiment where they used lasers to detect even the tiniest vibration in the fibers. It revealed that silk can be used to identify what type of insect or other small animals is tangled in the web, and by the vibration this animal produces when tangled. You already know that silk threads are the best way to communicate with other spiders and even more. But it may be used in a different way. For example, a spider who lives in a web can pluck its web's threads like a guitar strings and listening to the echoes and can assess the condition of the web. Spiders can even use the ability of vibrating and plucking the silk while making the web to make sure that they will provide a sensor array for the spider. These are the advantages of the spider's web, but plucking can also be used by spiders called pirate spiders, who get on spider's web and start plucking the threads to kind of confuse the spider. They know a lot of patterns and can imitate almost all the spider's species. Once they start plucking, the victim feels that potential sexual partner or food is approaching, and it starts moving towards it. When the fooled spider reaches the edge of the web, the pirate spider attacks it and eventually eats it. So, as I mentioned before, silk threads is a universal instrument for spiders. Studying these threads and the ability of feeling tiniest vibrations through the web can be helpful in our lives. According to Fritz Wohlrath of the Oxford Seal Group at Oxford University, these features that spiders have would be very useful in lightweight engineering and might lead to novel built-in intelligent sensors and actors. Overall, researching spiders and how they communicate with each other will eventually help us to discover new opportunities in curing all types of diseases and provide a grateful future to our descendants.